Okay guys, today we are doing a canning video. I'm going to get the kids involved here in a minute. This is kind of their lesson of the day for homeschool. How to can salsa. We're also going to be doing some tomato sauce as well. But the first step to canning the salsa, you have to skin the tomatoes. Unlike potatoes, you can't just go through with a peeler and peel all the skin off. That's a big pain in the butt. I bought these from a local farm for a good price. They're the tomatoes that already have some defects basically to them. They're not perfect, but they work fine for canning. You get a discounted price when you get the tomatoes like this. I always call something a new name. So when you're prepping them to skin them, you need to basically flip them over to the back end, and you're going to cut an X in the skin. So that way, this is what you're watching for once it's in the water. You're going to put it in boiling water for about 35 seconds. And then you're going to put it into ice cold water, water with ice in it. That cold water will stop the potatoes. Jesus Christ, I can't talk today. Will stop the tomatoes from continuing to cook. And it'll also cause the skin to separate so you can peel off the skin easily and just be left with the meat of the tomato. So like I said, it's very easy. You're just literally taking a knife and you're making an X. Could you do other things? Sure. There's other ways of skinning them as well. This is just one of the ways. It's the way I'm going to use. Relatively simple. But you're going to blanch the tomatoes basically. Some of these aren't that bad looking. Some of these are worse looking than others. But typically you're not going to get the prettiest of the tomatoes when you're getting them in bulk like this. Also make sure you're taking the stems off if there's stems on any of them. I don't think any of these other ones had stems. I think it was just, oh no, this one did too. So you're just going to pop those off. You don't need the stem on there. So just double check these other ones, but that's how you're going to prep them to put them in the boiling water. And I will come back to you when we get done with boiling them and show you how we remove the skin. Okay, we are on to step technically 3 because they've already boiled. Like literally they boil for 35 seconds or less. This was 35 seconds. Well, I set it for 35 seconds and it was done probably within 10 to 15 seconds. They've already been put into the ice water, as you can see. And as you can see, just how easy the skin just peels right off of there. We're still going to have to core it, but that got all of the skin off. The skin kind of gets a sour taste when you put it in the salsa and can. That's why you take the skin off. So this gets rid of that sour taste. When I cut it up, I'll core out that center, but we're going to get all these peeled that need to peel for the salsa. But Troy's over here. I'm going to have him help me with the next steps. I just wanted to show this fast. Pretty simple. This tomato, oh yeah, tomato. I said it right that time. I was going to say, what the heck? I said it wrong again. That one wasn't quite as ripe, nor is this one, so it's a little bit tougher, but it'll still be fine for the salsa. So we're just going to take all that skin off. You see how easy that is, though. You can see the skin starting to peel as you're boiling it. So very simple, very simple. Just peel that on down. So we're going to go ahead and get a little bit more tomatoes ready, so we can start slicing things up and get it ready to go so we can start making the salsa and canning it. So we will be back with you shortly.
You say take me on a treasure hunt. I long for something new. Have you heard the fairies when they sing and dance? Oh, I wish it was me every night. When I close my eyes, I see that beauty lives in me too. Later, it comes later, dear, for many of us. I promise you that we learn through the wrongs, and even the rough can be sweet. Just close your eyes and know beauty lives in me. I know I don't yet know it, so I trust you when you say that beauty lives in me too. It's gonna take some time to get there. I don't care, I don't care. I'm in for the fight. It's gonna take some time, but I know that beauty lives in me. I know I don't yet know it, so I trust you when you say that beauty lives in me too. Beauty lives in me. I know I don't yet know it, so I trust you when you say that beauty lives in me too.
So we have officially got everything chopped up and put into the salsa. And you cannot tell me that this stuff does not look absolutely amazing. Nice, thick, awesome salsa. So we're heating it up for 10 minutes. That's what we do. So we get 10 minutes on the stove to heat it up. And once it's heated up for 10 minutes, it can get added into the canning jars, which are already sterilized, ready to go. We are trying to get our water bath going, which takes a while because that pot is huge. It'll be 15 minutes in the water bath. This salsa looks amazing. I don't even know why I'm canning this, honestly, because our family eats salsa like it's going out of style. And there's a high likelihood that these cans aren't even going to last more than maybe 3 days. But what I'm thinking I might do, because I still have a lot of tomatoes, have to think about the word, because for whatever reason I want to call them potatoes, but I still have a lot of tomatoes. So I'm thinking I just might make a big bowl of salsa that I can put into some cans, not necessarily seal in the water bath, ready to go, so that way this stuff can actually stay good for a little while. So can't wait, can't wait. It looks amazing. It smells amazing. I cannot wait to dig into this amazing salsa. Okay, so it has boiled for 10 minutes. Now we need to put it in the can or the jar. It's not really a can. I use a funnel just so you don't get the lips dirty. You're going to leave a 1/2 inch of head space, which means a 1/2 inch of space at the top for canning so that it doesn't go over the top of the lip when you are boiling it. My child is not listening very well. Troy, don't open them until I need them, because otherwise you're making a big old mess.
I'm not.
I'll put 1 more spoon in, and that should be about a 1/2 inch from the top. I don't know where my canning spatula is, but you have to go down the sides to get the air bubbles out when you're canning. You don't want to leave air bubbles, so you're just going to, by going down the sides with the spatula, it helps knock all the air bubbles. And then it's good to go. We do that with all of them, and then they are going to go into the water bath once that's boiling with the lid on it for 15 minutes. And then it goes out on a towel for basically overnight to let that seal, check the seal the next day, about 24 hours later. Make sure the seal is good. If not, you still have time to water bathe it so you don't lose it, or you put it in the fridge. I'm going to finish canning these up and we will show you the end product. Once they come out of the canner, you want to put your cans on a towel or some type of fabric. Like this is a fleece blanket. Don't put it directly onto a cabinet or a counter, because going from that heat to that cold can cause these jars to crack. The recipe that I did makes 5 of these half pints. The small containers, the salsa jars. The containers will sit on this towel or blanket until tomorrow. Once tomorrow comes around, you're going to check all these tops. A lot of them have been popping while they've sat out here. When they first come out, they're still going to be up. Once they're sitting, you'll hear pop, and that means it popped down. So tomorrow, after they've had a chance to settle, you're going to screw off this ring, take it off, and you're going to check the seal. Make sure it's not loose, make sure no air is seeping through, make sure it doesn't lift up at all. As long as it does not lift, keep the ring off. You don't want to store the jars with the ring on them, because that will cause too much pressure on the seal and will sometimes cause those seals to prematurely pop. So you get the ring and take it off, store it in a drawer, store it somewhere. I store it in a drawer I have with little mesh baskets. That's where I put all my rings. So that way when I open the jar, I have a ring to put on them. But you want to store them without the ring on them. Make sure you label your jars with what you canned, as well as the date. Typically they're shelf stable for 1 year to 1.5 years after canning. No preservatives are added in there. It is shelf stable without adding all that. It's good to go. So that's how you would can salsa. Simple, fast, easy. These will be gone long before a year is up. They'll probably be gone within a couple months. Sometimes I wonder why I bother canning salsa, because we go through it fast. But we love it. It tastes so much better than the stuff in the stores. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it helps you out on how to make your own homemade salsa. If you got a garden going right now, it's the end of the season, you got a ton of tomatoes, you got the jalapenos, whatever you've got going in there, you can make your own amazing salsa. Simple. Very simple. If you don't want to can it, you can make the same recipe and just store it in the fridge. You just don't have as long to eat it because it's not preserved, basically. So that's up to you. Hope this helped. Hope you enjoyed it. And hit us with a like. Hit us with a subscribe if you're new here. And we'll catch you on the next one.